101.1 FM. She's Lisa Spencer from the Indiana County Department of Human Services. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. She really thinks that by moving her chair further away that the camera won't see her on Facebook Live. Doesn't work that way, you know.
I did try. I did try. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so great. This is a good day, really good day.
To
And I'm here to do a follow-up for the point in time count that we conducted on January 22nd, going into the evening and into the morning of the January 23rd.
Okay, so just to explain to people what the point in time count is.
Yeah, that's our mandatory requirement from HUD that every county across the country, sometime in January, has to go out and they have to try to look for their unsheltered homeless population. And so Pennsylvania chose January 22nd into the morning of January 23rd as all counties in Pennsylvania to do their count. So every county was out on that time frame.
And you enlist the aid of Sheriff Bob File to help you out.
I do. We're just
go with the law there, Lisa.
Very good. We're a very good team. So I'm very, it's just so good that we were able to help some people. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what we were able to do. So before we even had gone over to the Come and Be Counted event that we had in conjunction with New Life Community Church at the Indiana Mall. So before we even had gotten there, a family of 5 living in their car contacted ICAP. And that's 2 parents and 3 young kids. Wow. And so we were very excited because ICAP was able to, get them in and try to, they're working with them currently. We also had a single female call ICAP living in her car. So we know that our information's getting out. So this is really good. So we knew about those 2 before we had even gotten over to the Come and Be Counted event at 4:30. So that's really good. We had one gentleman show up at the Come and Be Counted event to try to seek assistance. And then Sheriff Fyack and I, we went on the road.
Yeah.
And we had gone, I don't know where we were because he takes us on all these back roads that I just don't know. It's already dark. It gets dark at 4:45. So
does Bach the dog go with you?
No, this time he didn't. He usually does, but this time he did not make the trip. So we had started... we had gotten information from different places to tell us where they thought maybe they had had a sighting of somebody in need of help. So those are the places that we had gone. So we started up in the other, we started over in Salzburg, I guess, in West Lebanon and Islin, and we were kind of all over there, Norrietown. Yeah. So we were all over there looking for someone, and we were actually looking for a gentleman who has been seen there in an abandoned house. We did try to find him, we couldn't. But we ended up going down to Blairsville after that on some back roads that I didn't even know they connected. I didn't even know because I can stay on the main roads. So we had gotten there, and then we made it up to Sheets on 22, and we actually found a gentleman that we were able to help. So he was staying in Sheets, and we did his whole application. We got everything done, and Sheriff Fyack and I escorted him over to the Pathway Emergency Shelter. So he had a warm, dry bed to sleep in. He had a really good hot shower. He got some new clothes. So it's really good. That's what we want.
Sure.
But in the meantime, the IUP police called the shelter and said, "Hey, we have a guy living in a tent, and he's over in this wooded area. Will you guys check it out? It's near one of the graveyards." And that's the only thing that's a little creepier to me at night.
He chose a quiet neighborhood.
Yeah. Nobody is going to be bothering him, but it's very it's very unnerving sometimes for me at night. But this is the first time that we did not have bad weather. We had clear skies, but it was only 8 degrees outside. It was freezing. And so with the help of the IUP police, we were able to come and find him. And we offered him all the help and everything. He did not want any assistance. He wants to just be on his own. Okay. We can't force anybody into help, but we did count that as an observation. And so we were able to turn the form in, but we tried really hard to get him to get into service where he'd be at least warm.
Well, at least he knows the services exist.
Yes.
And he could take advantage of them.
Yes, we did try.
He gets more desperate.
Yes, and we did our usual roundabout. We had gone all the way through Indiana. We went out to Tulick. We went down the Hoodlebug because we heard some people might be underneath the overpasses and kind of hiding under. So we had gone that way, and then we had gone back down to Blairsville to check out a couple other places that we were told about. So all in all, we were out for over 7 hours this year. It was a long time, but I was so excited that we're starting to get everybody coordinated this, like IUP, police. I give a huge shout out for them for contacting the shelter, who contacts me, and they know that Sheriff Fyock's with me. So it's fun to see all the organizations working together. And then we were able to help with sheets, and then we were able to remind them that we put up this, notice on your bulletin board so that, if anybody needs it, it's just a tear thing for the Pathway Emergency Shelter. So you can just rip one off. And the guidance center actually thought they found somebody too, so they contacted us the next day, but the person was already housed, so we couldn't turn that in. But that's good communication.
Yeah. And
that's what we're looking for on this. One more thing that we did, we had a veteran up, it wasn't in our county though, up in Naniglow, and we weren't able to count him, but we did go the extra mile, and we connected him with the board of the Veterans Parsonage, who worked with the house managers to get in contact with him, and they made it so that if he could figure out how to get a ride down there, he was welcome at the Veterans Parsonage. So I was really excited about that. Like I said, we couldn't help him. We reached out to 10 people. We counted them in the outreach because we did try, and I left a message for him myself to explain what was going to happen. But we were able to turn in 9 other different forms to the state. Now, the one they probably won't agree to, because the gentleman did have a place to stay with a friend that night, but he walked in at the Come and Be Counted event. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And he had a good meal. It was they had really good food there.
They had chili, didn't they?
They had paninis and they had paninis and cookies, and we left pretty early, so the sheriff and I have to be out for a long time, and then he and I just stayed on call for the rest of the night. We just stayed on call and waited, because all the calls would go to the emergency shelter, and they would contact me, and I would contact Sheriff Fyock.
Yeah.
So I want to really thank 911 and the Pennsylvania State Police too, because they have to know where we are all the time for safety reasons too. And so, when you think about Indiana County, and it's pretty isolated at night, and everybody's kind of tucked in their homes. So just knowing that we have them on backup helps me a bunch. I'm sure Sheriff Fox, not as, I'm sure he's like, pretty okay going out there and about,
Yeah.
But I don't normally do that. So I feel pretty good about that too. And I just want to thank everybody and all the agencies that did coordinate this. I had a member of the CYS team, Terrence Red, was on call for me in case I had actually run into a family with children under 18 that he could have assisted with. So I do think we're getting better at this every year. I can't tell you that every year we're going to find people, but last year we had 3, this year we had 9, and some years a lot of years we had 0. So you just never know what you're going to get. No. That's why it's important for us to try.
Yeah, and one of the things about homeless folks is they might get suspicious if it's nighttime and they see a vehicle coming in their direction, especially if they see lights on top of it. They might not only not acknowledge, they might try to hide.
Yes.
So.
I do think there's an element of fear there, particularly if you have children, and they don't want you to think, hey, I don't want anyone taking my children away from me because we're outside in 8-degree weather. So I do think that's true. But I think the message that we want to send to everybody is we're just here to help. It's just what we do. This is just what we do. Hey,
we're running out of time. Okay. I know you want to talk about Family Fun Fest.
Just real quickly, I wanted to give you one update. February 29th, it's already here at the end of the month. So over at the Indiana Mall from 10 to 3, we'll have the Family Fun Fest. The theme this year is LEAP, and I think it's a free event, free for families to come and be part of. It's a huge event at the Indiana Mall, so there's so much to go over with that, but I know Kathy Abby Baker is coming on with you later this month, and she'll be going over all that with you.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Surprise! Yeah, she will always come and talk to you about that.
Has she told you when?
No, not yet. She hasn't set it up yet, but she knows that she will.
That's
that's coming on the radar that fast. So February 29th, that'll be a fun day. So we will all be there. So
there you go. Thank you, Lisa.
All right, thanks so much, and I hope you have a great day.
It is. Well, we hope you have one too.
I'm going to have the best day.
Of Indiana County for undisclosed reasons. It's WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.